Hi there, I'm Andre from Peak Motorcycles and I'm here at EICMA 2025. Now, as you can probably tell, I am here at the Royal Enfield stand. It is the first press conference of the event. It's 9 AM almost on Tuesday morning, and me and many other people from the motoring press, real people, are here to see whatever they're going to launch. So I know there's going to be some stuff in their Flying Fleet EV range, but more importantly, there is some sort of adventure bike, and there's been speculation as to whether that is going to be a 750 Himalayan or maybe a 450 Himalayan Rally. Now, the press conference hasn't started yet, so I'm just going to try and get a bit of a jump on my filming afterwards by showing you around the bits of the stand that I can while everybody else is distracted. Hopefully then we can pick up the end of the press conference and I can show you what is actually new and announced, and then that will probably be it. So here's the stand. So you can just hear the press conference starting over there, but before that I'm going to show you a few bikes here on the stand. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So first up we have the Super Meteor 650, shown here in a rather nice blue and white livery, the touring version, complete with that tall windscreen and the backrest. We then have the green and black version without the fairing.
What we have in store for future. So that's allowed.
It's also available in the bagger version with those two twin rear cases. Up here we have the Meteor 350. So I first rode one of those a couple of years ago. I didn't think it made sense, 19 horsepower and a 200 kilo bike, but I loved it. It worked really well, and they've been really popular, and I can see why. Yeah, they also fall into the lower tax bracket for India, which is great. That's there in the grey. Next up we have the Royal Enfield Guerrilla 450. So this is the 450 twin, same engine that is in the Himalayan 450 in the naked bike. That looks quite nice in the matte green and black. And then they also have it here in the like a speckle black with red and yellow across the tank. Haven't ridden one, but I'm sure it's fairly similar to the Himalayan 450. Up here we have the Hunter 350, so that's that same engine that was in the 350 Meteor, but in a naked street bike, also available in the black and white. Now then, this box might be interesting. It says caution work in progress, and it looks like a modified 650, and frankly it probably is, but the numbers on the tank are a bit of an indicator. So that's marked up as a 750, and I'm wondering if that is just a bored out 650 twin. It's not a lot to add 100 cc's, it's 50 cc's per cylinder. That looks kind of cool. I'll give you a look from the other side, but you see there it's got that shower fork on the handlebars. I suspect that is actually a concept and not the finished bike, but if I come around the other side, yeah, you can have a proper look at it. So yeah, that does look pretty cool. I'm wondering if this is an indicator of what we might be getting from the new Himalayan. Maybe that also has a 750 bored out power plant. This one does quite clearly say developed model with testing in progress. Continuing down this side we have the Continental GT 650. Again, an older model, been out for a while. It was the first one of the 650 twins, along with the Interceptor. And yeah, they still look the business. This has got slightly lower bars, and that's also the Interceptor 650, same power plant. Yeah, looks kind of cool. In that sort of mirrored finish with the red tank, and the details on these bikes is what I really like, and I think that's why they are being so successful. It's very busy in the forward area, so I'm just going to show you some of the customs that they always have. Here we have a Supermoto 450. That's based around the 450 twin. As you can see, that has been tripped up with that custom swing arm, that big Öhlins rear shock. Yeah, that's about as unstandard a 450 twin Royal Enfield that you can get. Also have a Sideburn 450, done up like a tracker. It does still have a front brake at least. But yeah, that looks very tidy, and I really love that paint job. That's sort of that brushed steel, brushed alloy from there through and onto the tank. Yeah, that is really cool. Then we have one that looks a little bit like a drag bike. Again, lots and lots of trick bits, including that Nitron. Again, based around the 450. I think almost all of these are 450 based. But that is very uncomfortable, but tidy. Look at that. And that thing looks pretty nuts. Yeah, it is pretty much all carbon fibre. That looks like it's built around the 650 twin. With that very unusual looking front end, that big cowl up the front. You can just about see the Öhlins fork around the back. That gold and black looks a little bit JPS, if that means anything to people. The dash itself looks fairly standard, but as you can see it's got those adjustable forks and those clip-on bars. yeah, that's a really, really nicely finished custom. And the last one, which is slightly less extreme, is this 650 shotgun, which is just lots of black and gold, which is still pretty cool. This might be what people are looking for. Ladakh to Milan. That looks like a twin cylinder Himalayan to me. So let's have a look at what's in the crate. Here we go. I'm guessing that this is the prototype that you might have been seeing in all of the videos. You can hear Sid Lal talking in the background because he's actually doing the press conference right now. But while it's quiet around the box, I thought I would show you what they have. And yeah, it's been partially opened, but that definitely looks like a twin in there. Now there's no decals on the tank to say what capacity it is, but I'm guessing that is the 750. There's the bare 650 in here, which looks quite cool, in that sort of brown seat with the black and the silver. Also available in the cream with the orange sort of teardrop stripe, sail stripe, I don't know what you call it on the tank. And then again with the green frame and the cream tank. You know, they're just really, really nicely finished. You know, I think there's a reason why they're doing as well as they are. And now the Himalayans that you would have seen from a couple of years ago. That's just the standard one with all the luggage, fully accessorized up with all the bags. You can see the tubeless wheels on that one. Also available with the gold wheels, the crash bars without the luggage. On this one, you know, just little things like having that little slimline exhaust just makes it so much more compact for fitting luggage to it. We have the cream one. I think this is just the standard model. It doesn't have the tubeless wheels. It does have the arrow can fitted to the back of it. But yeah, I see an awful lot of these out and about on the roads. I know there's loads of them at the ABR Festival this year. Now then, this is what some people wanted to see. This is the Royal Enfield Himalayan Rally. So a lot of people had asked about this. They thought this bike was coming. It has Rally on the back end. I'm not sure what that actually means. I don't know if that's a rear fuel tank. I don't think it is. Certainly got that strap on the back. Still has the tubeless wheels. Looking for differences on the suspension maybe, but even that looks fairly similar. Actually, I can see it's got Showa suspension on there. I don't know if that is the difference between the standard bike. I'll check the others. Other than that, I suppose the flat seat might be a feature. And coming around the front, actually even that looks fairly similar again. Right then, so this is the Flying Flea concept that was shown last year at the show. It's got that kind of cool looking girder fork front end. I suppose it's pretty lightweight, so it doesn't need to be bulked out too much. There were a few odd things on the one last year with the rear seats and the pegs that actually, the pillion pegs that bolted into the swing arm down there. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see that again. So to everyone who is hoping for 750 Rally, not this year. What we do have is the Manor 450, I guess sort of a rally version of the 450 Himalayan. The other bikes that I launched here included the Royal Albert Hall edition of the Bullet 650, and then this Enduro off-road version of the Flying Flea. 19-inch front wheel, just conventional spokes. I suppose it's probably a lot lighter than their petrol bikes. I'm guessing that tank is something for the show, but that does look kind of cool. We see it doesn't have the pillion pegs, but it does have the holes to fit them. Yeah, it does have a tail tidy, so I guess that's road legal and will be coming somewhere near you soon. And the third bike that they launched here is again another 650 twin, but this is the 125 anniversary edition. Royal Enfield is 125 years old. It's got that rather special bronze Fleckel paint job. Yeah, with that black and gold stripe over the top. That's pretty cool, but no big adventure bike. Sorry guys. Right then, so that is it for my coverage from the Royal Enfield stand at EICMA 2025. I hope that's been interesting and useful. If it has been, please check out my other content and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.